Following the first phase of the parliamentary election of the year 2015, the National Council for Women, headed by the Ambassador Mirvat Al-Talawi, has organized a 3-day workshop for women who have won seats in the parliament for this year to educate them on the role in discussing legal matters and rights, and to encourage other women in the society to participate by their votes in the second phase of the parliamentary elections. More details in the following report by Nile TV's Dina Huwaidak.
The Council for Women has organized a 3-day workshop to educate and encourage women who have won on the first phase of the Egyptian parliamentary elections of 2015 on their common role in the parliament. Ambassador Mirvat Al-Talawi, former Minister of Social Solidarity and the chairwoman of the National Council for Women, has praised the role of Egyptian women during the elections as they took part in the political process and their outstanding participation that has made a difference in the welfare of the country.
This training is very important. First of all, we managed to have this number in the parliament, so we need to use the number in a very effective way. So we have to give them a background on the procedure of the parliament, which issues and problems would they as women take care of. And we have to remove this idea that women in the parliament will only talk about the family law or whatever concerns women. Women is concerned with the country's security, national security.
هي الندوة دي أو ورشة العمل منظمها المجلس القومي للمرأة.
This 3-day workshop is organized by a National Council for Women to train women who have won seats in the parliament on their common roles. And this is a following step of the training programs that was organized before to train candidates to achieve a stronger, more competent female representation in the parliament, as political matters is essential for the future in the field. And I expect that women will hold 80 seats in the parliament. 2014 constitution, which mandates that political parties place a certain number of women on their lists of candidates, helped a lot in boosting the number of successful women in the polls. That women have won 32 seats in the first stage of the elections, which includes 28 winning seats as the party-based candidates in the first round and 5 winning seats as independent candidates in the runoff round.
This is thanks really to the Constitution, to the 2014 Constitution, which has been really in favor of women, where half the lists were women. Never has a parliament seen so many women. So even if half of them are well trained and have the experience, have the background to be able to discuss legal matters or issues that matter to the people, because that's the important thing, is to see what are people's aspirations, what are people's frustrations.
المرأة دورها هيبقى كبير جدا في الفترة اللي جاية.
I believe that women will play an important role in the society, as the number of the winning seats women have won has increased in the elections, and this will lead to a larger responsibility. Women will be keen to discuss important topics directly affecting Egyptian families, as there are 5 million women in Egypt who support around 20 million persons. So we have to ensure for them a secure life by providing them health insurance, better living conditions, and better education. The National Council for Women has motivated women to run in the parliamentary elections of 2015. It also raises the political awareness that motivated women in cities and countryside to largely vote. Dina Huwaidak, Nile TV International.
While Ethiopia's new water minister have said in a statement that the Renaissance Dam will not harm the Egyptian people, and that his country will abide by the results of technical studies on the dam. More details in the following report by Nile TV's reporter.
Ethiopia's new water minister said in statements that Ethiopia will abide by the results of the technical studies on the Grand Renaissance Dam. Mutoma Mikasa, the Minister of Water and Energy, said that his country is hoping for a final agreement on the under-construction dam after the current round of tripartite negotiations and studies are completed, and is ready to work with Sudan and Egypt to that end. The Ethiopian minister indicated that his country would not be opposed to joining a shared mechanism with Egypt, Ethiopia and Sudan that would manage the Nile water resources and projects. Addressing Egyptians who may have concerns about the dam's impact on Egypt's water supply, he said that the dam won't harm the Egyptian people and that his country would not build a dam that harms the people of any nation. He also said that the 9th tripartite meeting held in Cairo early November witnessed discussions between the three countries on mechanisms of how the Dutch and French consultancy firms will be working together to fulfill their studies on the dam. In March 2015, Egypt, Sudan and Ethiopia signed a declaration of principles on the dam, agreeing to safeguard the interests of all three countries. Two foreign consultancy firms, one Dutch and one French, have been chosen to carry out reports assessing the dam's negative effects on Egypt and Sudan, if any. A 10th round of talks is scheduled to take place from the 21st to the 23rd of November in Khartoum. According to Mikasa, all conflicts should be resolved in this round. The dam, scheduled to be completed in 2017, will be Africa's largest hydroelectric power plant with a storage capacity of 74 billion cubic meters of water.
In efforts to strengthen the relationship between Egypt and other African nations, the Research Center of the Police Academy, with the collaboration of the Ministry of Interior, holds various training courses for security personnel from different security cadres and various African regions. Details in the following report.
Since the pharaonic times, the Nile was an important route for merchants and travelers of the ancient times between Egypt and Africa. And under the dynasty of Muhammad Ali, this trade and culture exchange ties grow more and more every day, as Egypt at that time used to have a lot of expedition going down to Africa through the Nile for many reasons, like exchanging cultures. And this was the birth of the Egyptian-African civilization of culture exchange.
Historically, Egypt was very tied to Africa since even pharaonic times, where we used to have trade relations, and under the dynasty of Muhammad Ali, of course, and the Nile was one of the basic things. We had a lot of expeditions going down to the source of the Nile and so on. Of course, our recent golden history with Africa was during President Nasser, where he was one of the first world leaders to assert the African identity and the common destiny for African nations. And he played an instrumental role, of course, in the liberation movements and supporting them in most of Africa to go out of colonization. More recently, and after 30th of June 2014, the Egyptian Agency of Partnership for Development was established. President Sisi announced that in the African Summit in Malabo in June 2014, and we started working in the 1st of July 2014. However, we did not start from scratch. We inherited a technical fund for cooperation with Africa, and which has a long history since 1981 in supporting African countries.
إنه لمن دواعي الفخر أن أكون بينكم اليوم ممثلا لشعب مصر الذي طالما اعتز بانتمائه لقارته الإفريقية والذي عاهدتموه دوما رفيقا في النضال والعمل الإفريقي المشترك.
First of all, depending on the field of interest through which we are dealing with, we deal with so many centers of excellence in Egypt. We have the Institute for Irrigation, we have the Egyptian Center for Agriculture, International Center for Agriculture, we have the Diplomatic Institute, we have the Police Academy. I mean, all these centers of excellence, they provide the terms or criteria of conditions of accepting those who are going to be trained.
The Research Center of the Police Academy works really hard with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to sustain the Egyptian-African relationships, as it believes that the African security is one of the most important issues to Egypt. The academy has two sections. One is specialized for security officials from African countries, and the other for training security cadres from the countries of Commonwealth and most recent Islamic countries. The training main aim is to share our knowledge and wealth experience with our African brothers and sisters to help them develop capabilities in so many fields.
احنا هنا كيان من كيانات أكاديمية الشرطة، هو مركز بحوث الشرطة والمتخصص في الأبحاث والدراسات الأمنية الخاصة بوزارة الداخلية، بالإضافة إلى اللجنة العلمية المتخصصة لصناعة القرار لوزارة الداخلية في بعض المواضيع الشائكة، بالإضافة إلى المؤتمرات والندوات اللي بتقومها وزارة الداخلية. هي مركز بحوث بيبقى مسؤول عن إدارتها والإشراف على الجانب العلمي فيها، بالإضافة إلى جانب مهم جدا وهو جانب استراتيجي بالنسبة لمصر، هو علاقتنا بأفريقيا من خلال التدريب الأمني.
Well, Egypt has hosted the second Egyptian-Lebanese Business Forum in cooperation between the Egyptian-Lebanese Businessmen Friendship Association, Ministry of Economy and Trade, and the Union of Chambers in both countries. The forum discussed main points regarding the trading relation between Egypt and Lebanon, specifically opportunities and challenges facing both countries. It also tackled some issues regarding the investment environment and investment opportunities. More details in the following report by Nile TV's Dina Huwaidak.
The second Egyptian-Lebanese Business Forum between Egypt and Lebanon was held in cooperation between the Egyptian-Lebanese Businessmen Friendship Association and the Ministry of Economy and Trade and the Egyptian Embassy in Lebanon and the Union of Chambers in both Lebanon and Egypt. This forum is an ideal opportunity for reviewing latest economic developments in the two countries, as well as future investments.
We have a very strong relation between Egypt and Lebanon. We have a quite good commercial agreement between both of us. Total commercial balance was about, trade balance was about $1 billion in 2011, went down to 600 million last year, and the whole idea is to continue to encourage Lebanese investors to use the investment climate we have here and increase the trade balance.
The forum was attended by the Egyptian Minister of Trade and Industry, Tariq Kabil, and the Lebanese Minister of Economy and Trade, Alan Hakim, and a number of businessmen and finance leaders, economists, and experts. The forum is a reflection of the keen interest of the business community in the two countries to develop ties and cooperation, in addition to the meetings between decision makers in Egyptian and Lebanese public and private institutions to develop and expand Egyptian and Lebanese relations and exchanges.
The first important and the most important point for that forum is that we are showing everyone that Lebanon is backing Egypt during this period. The second point, which is more economic and on a trade level, is to enhance as much as we can Lebanese investments in Egypt. Total amount till now is about $3.7 billion. We are aiming to achieve till end of 2016 a $5.5 billion investment, and we hope to reach this number. At the same time, to increase as much as we can investment of Egyptian investment in Lebanon.
The Lebanese people in the investment side in Egypt, they are one of the, we can say, in the first tenth. Yani we have about $4 billion investment. This is the official numbers, but the real numbers may be about $6 or $7 billion investment.
And what kind of projects we're talking about?
We are talking about many different projects. We are talking about industry, food industry, clothing industry. We are talking about banking. We are talking many different sectors.
The second business forum between Egypt and Lebanon is a great chance to enhance the bilateral relationship between the two countries that will promote economic growth through investing in so many projects and fields, and also face the challenges that both countries are facing. Dina Hwaidak, Nile TV International.
Well, with this, my dear viewers, we come to the end of this episode of our program Inside Egypt, during which we've brought you the latest political, economic, and also social events that are taking place in Egypt. I hope you've enjoyed being with us. I'm Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.